Yo, what is up guys? Today I'm showing you the top 5 best guns for Battle Royale. I did do a top 5 list, but that was for multiplayer. Now I'm doing it for Battle Royale. This is all going to come from my experience, and I've spoke to a couple COD Mobile pros to get their reviews on the best guns for Battle Royale. Before I get in the top 5 list, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Let's get right into it. I'm just going to run through some honourable mentions. First off is the M4. The M4 is a very good AR, very underrated. It would be in the top 5 list, but there's just some guns that I just think kill faster than it and are just better for Battle Royale. It has minimal recoil, probably one of the best in the AR category, just behind the ICR, and the range is pretty good when you have the right attachments. The next honourable mention will be the new Holger 26. I did make a video on this gun when the Mythic did come out, so definitely go watch that. I'll leave it in the description, or you can just go on my channel and it'll be there. But this LMG is very good. It has very minimal recoil, and the damage with the amount of fire rate just makes it so good. You definitely want to start using this gun in Battle Royale. But now I'm going to move on to the top 5 best guns. Coming in at number 5 is the DRH. I did make a video on this gun, but that was for multiplayer, the best loadout. But this, I think, is the best loadout for Battle Royale. The DRH is a very good gun, especially with the OTM mag. It's one of the best at range on this list, and even at close range it kills so quick. But I don't think it's good enough to place higher, so that's why I'm only putting it at number 5. Next up is one of my favourite guns. It's the AK-117. This gun should be higher, and I was going to place it much higher, but there's a couple things that let it down. First off, at range it's not that good. Medium and short range, it's insane. It's probably one of the best guns, fastest killing gun to short and medium range. The fire rate is just insane. But at range, it's just not that good. The damage is weak. The range, even if you do use the monolithic and the marksman, it still isn't that good, and the recoil is just everywhere. So it's really hard to hit shots at range, which just makes it very hard to use at those long distances. But at medium short range, it's definitely one of the best. It's definitely my favourite gun, not just in Battle Royale, in multiplayer too. I definitely recommend using this, and using this loadout. Next up is a gun that got recommended to me by a COD Mobile Pro that plays Battle Royale. It's the HVK-30. Some players actually think this gun is better than the AK-47, and it's not far off. The HVK and the AK-47 is actually pretty similar, but I do think the AK-47 has an edge on it, so that's why the HVK is third. This gun is insane at range with the fire rate, the damage, and the low recoil. It makes it so good. The mobility is pretty good, so you don't have to have too many attachments to help the mobility. Now we got top 2. This is where it might get a bit surprising. I have the AK-47 at number 2. Most players think this is the best gun. It's very good, it's arguably the best, but for me, I think it's second. The reason for this is because at range. Obviously the range is insane. It's got 78 range, 48 damage. It's one of the most powerful guns in the game. But the recoil really does let it down at range. Medium and short range, one of the best. But at those long range distances, it's just not the best. And the number 1 gun is overall the best gun. It's insane at long range, medium and short range. It's just insane. But the AK-47 does lack a bit at that long range, again because of the recoil. It's still an insane gun though. This gun has been dominating Battle Royale forever. And I definitely recommend obviously using this gun if you're new to Battle Royale and using this loadout. But now let's hop into first spot. Now the number 1 spot goes to the M4 LMG. This gun is the best for Battle Royale. It's literally the perfect gun for the game mode. It's got insane recoil, insane damage, and with the right attachments, the range is one of the best. The fire rate is very good too. It's over 60. The only flaw in this gun is the mobility, and it's still 62, which actually isn't that bad. But that's the only bad thing about this gun. Now a big YouTuber called Slayer, he does Battle Royale videos. He did make a video on this gun saying it was better than the AK-47. And I tried this gun out for like 5 games, and I just kept on dropping high kill games, winning. It's definitely the best gun for Battle Royale, and 100% use it. It's probably the most underrated. I never thought this gun would actually make the list, but then when I watched that video and I tried it out, it really did open my eyes up because this gun is so good.